Welcome back to IPA, where we keep it real and raw. I'm your host, Mr. IPA, and I have another special guest that I'll allow to introduce himself.
Valanti Atsas. I'm an MMA fighter, local from Indiana.
Valanti 300 Atsas!
Really, thanks for having me, man.
Hell yeah, man. Of course, of course. So who is Valanti?
Valanti is a lot of different things. I'm a very proud Greek American. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I'm a MMA fighter, not professional. Former history major college graduate. I went to Maryville High School. I was a big football player.
Yeah.
Very family orientated. Love travel, and I'm also a coach at Class UFC.
Yeah.
I've been August. I'll be there for 4 years.
Decent.
And then pretty much grew up in family restaurant, like a lot of typical Greeks do. Definitely grew up like the Greek American life with my family and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much me. And,
Okay. Well,
yeah, I mean, there's more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We got to get through the layers, bro. We're gonna get through. Well, shit. We could start at the beginning, bro. Like, going to school in Maryville. What was that experience like?
Man, I loved it, man. I still got friends from school, my day ones, that I'm still, they're like my brothers, you know what I mean? So we were, Maryville High School was very diverse. So there was like a lot of different people, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different races, a lot of different
huge melting pot.
Ethnicities. So I don't know, man. I feel like that's a huge level up compared to like the way a lot of people that I've met throughout my life, just like how they grew up and, just like feeling comfortable, like plugging in with different people and just, instead of maybe having more, I feel like that kind of gets you ready for the world and people's differences, but it also makes you more like acceptable to listen and to feel something out.
Yeah.
Rather than just automatically like, oh, that's not the way I did it, so forget about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, isolating yourself away from like different experiences, different cultures, different people, it leaves you, it leaves you with the only thing it leaves you with is like ignorance, because you're not able to like really, you don't know what you don't know. You know, so like I understand, like, because that was kind of how Hobart was like as I started to grow. Because me and my family, we were from Alabama, and then we ended up moving up here when I was in like, I want to say like the first grade.
We're in Alabama.
We stayed in this little town called Baymonette, Alabama. It's like right outside of Mobile.
Okay.
Like so
man, I got family in Alabama.
Really?
Been over there.
Yeah, so, bro. I love it down there. The whole different vibe, bro. Whole different vibe.
My close family has like that accent. That Alabama.
Yeah.
But we're so close, and like we have like that Midwest accent. Sometimes,
and we don't even hear it.
Sometimes they think we have that Chicago accent. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's what it's all about.
At the family function, like whenever we do get together, it's like it's pretty funny, man. And like we give each other shit about it. It's pretty funny.
That's what it's all about, though. But damn. So like, when did you start playing football?
Man, I started playing football in 6th grade.
Yeah.
6th grade, yeah. And then middle school, high school, started varsity my junior year. When I was a freshman, played freshman ball. I played like both sides of the ball.
What position?
So I ended up finishing off as like a center.
Yeah. Really?
Like I fight at 170 right now, but in high school I was a little bit more of like lifting weights, more football oriented.
Yeah.
So I was probably walking around like going into the season like 215. But I was losing so much weight, hence why I can co-weight now. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up playing sports my whole life.
Did you wrestle?
I wrestled a little bit, but I wasn't as disciplined back then as I am now.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I was the dude who went, to school during football season. And then after football season, I was just like,
Yeah.
My senior year, I was captain. I was kind of like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's like the job.
I mean, it just is what it is. Yeah. It just is
and
what
we
it
were
is.
good too, man.
Yeah,
So we had respect from the school, and we have a very strong football history tradition, and wrestling's was big at Maryville. I mean, we were pretty good at a lot of stuff. We went to semi-state my sophomore and senior year.
Damn.
So shout out to all the Maryville people, man.
Crazy games, I'm sure. Probably some. Do you think there were some of the craziest like sports moments that you've had?
Dude, I had some of my best times.
Yeah.
Like, other than football, like other than that camaraderie, like laughs in the locker room, bro. Like some of the people I've met, like I would be laughing for like 2 hours, bro. I'd be like pulling cramps after practice, like sitting there while we're changing, and it's just like I'm dying. Every day was like some funny shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like those are the moments where you go back and it's like, man, no, I'm glad I did that.
Bro, football back then, I mean, because I played, ended up, bro, like my football career is so tragic, bro. It sucked so hard. But at the same time, it was so good because, like, just having, like you said, having the camaraderie, having the people around you, the relationships you build, the experiences, like building that discipline. And I feel like that discipline you build in those sports translates well to like adulthood, like being able to kind of like sacrifice short term, like sacrificing short term like satisfaction for long term gain. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to like, I don't know, just persevering through shit, because like that shit gets like life gets hard.
Just that discipline, keep doing it. No matter how you're feeling, just keep showing up. Get it done,
So after high school, end up going to college. Where'd you go to school?
Man, so that's I wasn't like the best student.
Yeah.
Getting out of high school.
Me either.
I wasn't bad, but like I just didn't apply myself the way that I should have.
I feel like that's most people, honestly.
I had my stronger subjects and I had my weaker subjects.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, obviously, if I could think back and go back, I would be like, dumbass.
Probably take it a little more serious. Yeah.
You might have been able to have a lot more, but everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer.
Very true.
So I ended up going to college at IUN over here, and then it didn't work out. I just didn't get. I did good in the classes that I was good at.
Yeah.
And did bad in the classes I was bad at.
Yeah.
So one thing about me is, back then I was very indecisive, and I did want to play college football, but I was like so big headed, like, and so like my ego was so big. If I don't play D1 or maybe like a really good D2, like, fuck that, it ain't worth it. So I'm sitting there and it's eating me, because I've noticed throughout my life, like the most successful is when I have like this routine. It's like, wake up, either go to school or go do your hustle, go to the gym, and it wasn't just about going to the gym. It was about like shooting for something. Yeah. Some kind of level of preparing for a moment. Some kind of level of competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I noticed whenever I would break this cycle, I wasn't as productive. I wasn't as good at doing life. Yeah. No,
so I get it.
I noticed that this always kept me in line. So I figured, well, if I transfer and go play football, then it's going to get me back on track. Okay. So then me and a couple of my buddies decided to go to a JUCO, junior college.
Okay.
So I went to college at DuPage. And we're going to like this Parisi speed school to work on our speed. We're lifting weights. Damn. We're playing flag football leagues because it's like a year of not playing.
Yeah.
So we're doing everything we can to get ready, and then we go in on a crib together. And man, what a mistake! What a mistake,
Yeah.
And then, so we get there, man, and then, and mind you, we had schools that were legit interested in us.
Yeah.
I don't know what we were on back then. Like, we really thought we were going to the NFL. Straight up, like, we got a shot. We're gonna go to the NFL. We're gonna make it happen. And no, man, damn, were we wrong? So yeah, we ended up going to college in DuPage. Man, after a season, I was back home, dude.
Damn, for real.
Getting into it with my boys, my roommates, and it was just like, dudes on the football team are like, people are getting jumped. People are beating the shit out of each other. They actually even got into a fight at a bowl game with the other team.
What the fuck was going on?
They were banging, man. So, and then they wanted us to stay an extra year.
Yeah.
But while staying an extra year, they didn't want us to like get a degree. They wanted us just to keep taking classes. And I'm just like, damn. Wait a minute.
That shit sounds like the worst experience for college.
And like we're paying money still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just like, it didn't work out. Man. Yeah. So ended up coming back home after a season. Mm-hmm. It's like a semester I went there.
Okay. Yeah.
And I still failed a couple classes over there. It was just like,
it happens.
So that was the solution. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
ended up coming back home. Plus, honestly, we needed help at the family restaurant too. Mm-hmm. My mom was like short on help, and it was rough because at that point, my grandfather had 2 businesses.
Damn. Okay.
2 restaurants, and I just I was like, all right, things aren't working out over here. I need to go back home and help my mom. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You got other shit to worry about than like
I don't even want to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get a degree out of this. The point of this
That's the craziest part to me. I would just be blown away by that shit.
And then not only that, you got to check. So they make you take all these credit courses, and it's a junior college. So they're not even all going to transfer to the school that you want to go to. But most of them are. But every school has to make their dough. You know what I mean?
And it's like
it's a hustle. So every school's got to make their money. Yeah. They're gonna make you take the curriculum classes of that college, which ain't gonna transfer anywhere else. So you're paying money for that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like we didn't have it like that. Like we weren't balling. So it's like, still money. My mom needs help. I don't even want to be here. I'm about to kill my roommate.
Yeah.
Like, for what? Like,
bro,
we were friends, and then we came over here, and it's not working. You know what I mean? This was not the solution.
Were y'all able to reconcile now?
Yeah.
That's decent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm closer with one of them. Like, we were just at his bachelor party over the weekend.
Decent. So, yeah. I will say, to like your end point, working in a restaurant environment, bro, is like, I feel like I've seen people, because I used to be a waiter prior to like switching over to working in sales, but when I was a waiter, bro, I've seen people just crumble under that pressure, bro. Like that anxiety, like, cause I would like the serving shit, you know it damn near better than I do. Like, that shit can get intense, like, and especially if you got like, it's a rush, you got fucking people like, yelling like at the actual like staff, trying to get certain stuff done, staff yelling at each other because like, it's just so fucking crazy for like hours on end. Like I kind of thrived in it a little bit. I kind of loved it a little bit, but I hated that shit at the same time, man.
It's nuts.
It is.
I mean, I've had some crazy, like everything you said.
Were you mostly like, so when you're there, do you just kind of bounce around from like every station and just do whatever needs like done?
Now it's just more like the managerial part. My sister really holds it down a lot more than me now, so I can kind of focus on my fighting.
Hell yeah.
But everything, man, everything. I mean, going back and forth, supplies, ordering, working the front. Watching them register, getting on the floor. If people, you never want to take money from your servers. So. Yeah. But I mean, there's been times where it's been like me and one other girl, and every booth in the restaurant is full. Every seat outside is full. And we're
rocking the fuck out. Yeah.
No complaints. But I mean, there's been your fucking shit days too, where it's like, damn, that sucked.
Where everything just goes wrong, and then it's just all fucked. Yeah. And I will say, like I said, I mean, like, I thrived in those environments because like those days where it would just be like two people locked in, like I'm there, somebody called off, and it's just my manager there, and we're just rocking out, bro.
Yeah.
The love you build with those like those people like in those times, like
it's a rough industry, man.
It is, and I don't think a lot of people understand or appreciate what waiters and waitresses do for like as a service and what restaurants represent as a service in of themselves.
Like even when I go out to eat, and I hear like another table, like just like not even making sense about what they're complaining about, like just complaining because they have the power to complain in that moment, but nothing's wrong. It's one thing if something's wrong. You know what I mean? But like, man, I've wanted to like say some shit sometimes, and I just like whoever I'm with, they're like, just bite your lip, Some
people just don't understand, bro, and that's life. That's life in of itself, But that said, what was your introduction into fighting like? Like, how did you get into it?
So after that, I came back home, and then I ended up going back to IUN. Ended up getting my GPA back up. Ended up transferring to Valparaiso University.
Decent. Okay.
And I ended up graduating from there.
Hell yeah.
Bachelor's in Arts and Science with a history degree.
Congratulations, man.
In order to possibly pursue a teaching degree. So, as everything started turning around, one of my cousins, he's like, hey, I used to train with this guy. He ended up opening up his own gym. We used to train together at Miguel Torres. He's legit. He used to teach some classes over there, spar, do jiu-jitsu, do kickboxing. And now he's opening up his own spot. Like, I'm going to go do a cardio class. Like, come with me,
Yeah.
And I went. And, man, I haven't left ever since. And it's been 11, 12 years, bro.
Damn.
Maxim, where you went and where you went and did the thing with my coach Armando.
Yeah.
Boys, Maximus and Leonidas.
Yeah. Those guys are crazy, man.
So yeah.
Those guys are crazy, man. That gym, it just has like an essence about it, like just walking in that little section where with all those fucking like trophies and just all like it just exudes like greatness, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that they're gonna like do amazing things just going to like towards the future,
Right. So I was there, and then I was like working out with the fighters, and I just I remember sitting there one day and I was like, I want to fight. He's like, you want to fight? And then the pro fighter's like, oh, you want to fight, huh? Yeah, let's go. And then did my first smoker. Like a smoker is like a kind of like a non-sanctioned. You just pull up.
Yeah.
They match you up. The guy talks to the gym coaches, and then you have your first smoker. And then I went to my first like official fight.
Yeah.
That was where after that I started competing more in jiu-jitsu. Gi, no gi, white belt. And then did a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments. Was successful. Got a gold my first tournament. Second tournament got double gold. Third tournament got another gold. I mean, this is a white belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, kept growing from there, and then I went and did my first I did like a cage like K1 kind of Muay Thai infused rule set kickboxing fight at Fitness Expo, and then went back to more jiu-jitsu. And then did my first MMA fight as an amateur. So, yeah.
So was there any like defining like decision or moment that made you want to kind of like jump into fighting? Like, was there something that you seen in yourself that you're just like, bro, I could fucking do this shit if I really wanted to?
I always wanted to, man.
Yeah.
I always wanted to. So actually when I was 17, I actually did like, I joined another gym for 6 months. Did the jiu-jitsu, did like a striking class 1 day a week. I was always into fighting, man. Got into a couple, fights.
Yeah, little scuffles,
I was a little scrappy kid.
I can imagine.
I was known, man.
I mean, shit, bro. Like I said, I mean, Rico. When I knew, like the Rico I knew, he's way more toned down now. Way more dangerous, but way more toned down now.
Yeah. So that's what happens. That's what happens, man. When you figure out what you can do, you just you don't need to do that no more. are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't, especially when you realize what you can do to somebody, you just try to walk away at that point.
Yeah. There's just nothing else to prove.
I mean, if you have to defend yourself, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or if you're with somebody and they, you know, your loved ones, they feel threatened or whatever. But other than that, man, like, you do not want to, like, I never go and want to do any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I can, I will walk away from the situation. But
yeah, because I mean, like you said, it's like, it's not even, this other person doesn't even understand, like, where this could actually go.
They have no idea.
You know? So it's like, you know, why even take it there? Why potentially someone, like, gets very hurt, like, in this encounter, if, like, this shit is stupid anyways, you know?
Right.
A lot of interactions are very dumb. Like, a lot of confrontations, I'll say, are very dumb when you really look at it. But at the same time, in situations where there's alcohol mixed, in situations where motherfuckers are just not in their right mind, you know, like
liquid courage is so real.
Yes, yes,
you know?
1,000%.
Like I was telling you, I was just at my boy's bachelor party. We were in the DR. We're in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
You know? And there's anything can go south at this point. You know, like, you know what I mean? Everybody's partying, everybody's on vacation.
Yeah.
Boom, like one thing is like
all it takes is a bump.
Pops off, or you know, this guy's drinking, this guy's drinking.
Drink spills,
women involved. You know what I'm saying?
Egos out the roof.
Somebody who's there on vacation on
yes,
accident,
sir.
Or they look at you. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, but I will say, man, these things right here, like they've gotten me out of so much. I mean, other than being fit.
Yeah. But it's like it's a pretty. If you don't know, then you're kind of just like
and having that look.
Yeah,
a lot of people got a look, but these. You like the cauliflower here, man. You gotta
think
earn,
twice.
You gotta earn.
Yeah,
so it's like, I remember reading like it pops up all the time now. It was like a meme, and I was just like, if you see somebody with these, do not fight. Like you're gonna lose. Just don't do it.
Yeah,
you know. And it's just like I've seen people notice them, and 9 times out of 10, like if they didn't, if they thought they were gonna get buck on me for a second, then they start thinking twice. But most of the time, people come and ask you about them, and it turns into a real cool conversation. And then, you know,
make a friend.
Like, cheers it up and like, hey, man, I'll see you around. And you're at the party tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I've had to do it at the gas station, man, one time. It was so funny. He's like, hey, man, you want to go in front of me? I was like, no, dude. Like, I'm not in a hurry. You know, he's like, no, man, go in front of me. I'm like, it's cool. I might go back and grab something.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm kind of like, weird.
Why do you want to be behind me? Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, thank you. So I go in front. And he's like, so I'm just like facing the front now. And I'm just like kind of weirded out. What the hell? You know? And he's like, sound like you've been doing it. I was like, doing what? He's like, what you do? MMA, jiu-jitsu? And I was like,
yeah.
A long time, man.
He spotted that shit quick. He's like, yeah.
He's like, okay.
Kings first.
So he's like watching me, but like I wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that man, yeah.
I just thought that was like the funniest
That's
one.
so crazy. Why was he even like, you know what I'm saying?
I just thought it was hilarious because I wasn't even paying attention to him.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at my phone, like waiting in line. Then I look up and this dude's just like drinking his drink, like going like this, like looking at me. I'm just like, you all right, bro? Like, you know what I mean? He's like, you go in front of me. I was like, okay. You know?
Yeah.
So that's probably the funniest one.
Well, shit, bro. Congratulations on your championship, bro. That shit is fucking crazy.
Thank you, man. It was 2 in a row from March to May.
Yeah.
2 championships.
Damn, bro. Like, so do you feel like you're just locked, like, in terms of just where your craft is right now? Do you feel like there's a lot more you still have to improve on, or do you feel like you found some of the things that like tend to work a lot more, like that tends to be really effective for you in the ring?
I mean, dude, there's always stuff to improve on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There is. You're never going to be perfect, but you're always going to keep trying to be perfect. You know? So, I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm always trying to keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep getting better, just in all aspects of the game, not just in one, not just the one I'm good at. I'm trying to, you know, instead of being a jack of all trades, I'm trying to move everything to a queen of all trades and then the ace of all trades.
Yeah.
And just be lethal in every spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn. The refining of that shit.
You gotta get on that John Wick shit, man.
Yeah.
You gotta try and be like the best. I don't know how else to explain it.
What kind of movies do you tend to watch during like fight week? Like what do you ingest like into your mental just when you're trying to get in that mode?
Could be anything, man. You know? Like it could be like a real serious movie, it could be like Creed. It could be a comedy. You know what I mean? It could be The Karate Kid.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just the mood, the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have any rituals?
I mean, I pray. You know, pray to God every time.
Of course.
Not for the win. You know, just keep me safe.
Yeah.
Whatever you will, you know. Thank you for getting me up to this point. Thank you for keeping me healthy throughout my fight camp. Thank you for making the fight go through. You know, sometimes shit goes south all the time. Blood work. It could be opponent rolled his ankle. Dude got COVID. That happened to me one time. So people thought they got COVID. An event I was supposed to fight in got COVID. Then the lockdown happened. I was literally like 2 weeks out. It was supposed to be my last amateur fight, and it was going to be for a title. And it was like 2 weeks out. And I remember they canceled the NBA, and I was like,
it's over with. It's over with.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
You know? This is not going to go down. Man. Literally next day, yeah.
Disney World closed, Disneyland closed, all Universal, all that shit.
Yeah. And then after the lockdown, like years later, got back into it, and then had my last amateur fight, then went pro 2022.
In hindsight, do you almost appreciate not fighting that amateur fight then than when your last amateur fight then back in 2020 than you did when you started back up?
I mean, I felt like I was ready for it, you know, but at the same time, it's like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you know, I mean, whether I did or whether I didn't, lockdown happened, COVID happened, it wasn't going to happen. So it wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean?
So,
but I did have a pretty extensive amateur career.
Yeah.
Like before the lockdown. So I was 8-3 in MMA. So I had 11 amateur MMA fights. A lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments. You know, mostly as a white belt, like maybe one or two as a blue. And none really as a purple. I'm a brown belt now. So I haven't been in any jiu-jitsu in tournaments lately. I'm not like Rico heavy in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like Rico is
he crazy?
At jiu-jitsu, man.
How did
and the reason why I say that is because he's my boy, and I know he came out here.
Yeah. No, I guess like little sidebar.
Props to my dude Rico, man.
Hell yeah.
That's my little bro right there. I mean, we've had some times, man.
Yeah. So, explain the criteria of getting a belt. Like,
it's all about,
or at least, better question: what did you have to do to get your brown belt?
Man, I wasn't expecting to get my brown belt. You know, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm so tunnel vision on my training and just know what I gotta do. Like, I'm not like listening to, you know, I'm not like thinking about, am I gonna get my belt? You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm just gonna show up, and because I gotta show up. It's about promotion. Even if I'm not getting promoted, everybody else is getting promoted. I gotta be there.
Very true.
You know, you gotta put them through the ringer because you know he's about to make us. You know he's about to put us through the ringer, man.
This is true.
So the criteria for the belt is probably like showing up. You know, your art and dedication to the craft, your technique. Competition helps because then you're really knowing if you're doing it, showing up and rolling with everybody in the room, not just the people that you want. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, being a good teammate, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot, you know?
Yeah. Sounds like just more like...
It's not like a blueprint. Like, you got to know move 1 through 50. And you got to be able to have so much, you know, I mean, rolling times, you know, experience. But it's all coach's discretion, man.
Yeah.
And you will put us through hell during that belt promotion, though. You know? So,
damn.
You better be ready for it. You better be ready, you know?
Like, with you winning these back-to-back belts, does it, like, affirm something in you? Like, do you feel like it gives you kind of, like, that sense of, like, accomplishment? Like, yeah, I knew this is kind of, like, it reaffirms the reason why you got into it in the first place?
Yeah. I mean, it does. I'm 6-0 now as a pro. My last 4 fights have been all finishes. 3 in the first round. This last one was in the second round.
It's fucking crazy.
My first 2 fights were decisions, but unanimous. You know, and I mean, it reaffirms, but it's just like I know the work that I put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it gets to a point where I'm getting ready for the fight where it's like I've done everything that I could do. I've left no stone unturned. Whatever happens, happens. It's what God wants. Like, I've done everything that I could.
Yeah.
And the last fight that I lost as an amateur, I knew going into that fight, I didn't do everything that I could. Because I was spreading myself too thin, trying to appease other people. You know, the pressure of, like, work and family and stuff like that took me away from
what mattered the most.
My mission. You know what I mean? And then now it's just like, if anything, I'm doing too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not doing too little. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the best way. Best preparation. Being over prepared.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your journey through like your craft has strengthened your faith?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just happy to be where I'm at, man. I love my life. You know what I mean? My family's healthy. You know what I mean? My mom had a stroke in January.
Damn. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I've been more scared in my life, and now she's like almost fully recovered. You know, and I was training in Arizona at the time, and then I flew back home that same night. Yeah, I was at a Fight Ready. It's a very prestigious gym, one of the best in the world. Like Henry Cejudo's been there, Kevin Gastelum. You know, just huge names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of studs there right now, a lot of killers. So I was over there and got the call in the morning, getting ready for practice. My godfather called me. He's like, "Hey, your mom just had a stroke. She's about to go under the knife 15 minutes. Like, get home
what the
right away."
fuck?
That was in January.
Yeah.
And then
crazy start to the year.
Had a fight coming up, you know, like 8 weeks out, something like that, 7 weeks out. And came back home and then, you know, just slept in the hospital with my mom and then switched off with my sister. And then while we're both working and making money, you know what I mean? And trying to hold everything down and then still in fight camp.
Yeah.
You know, so my beginning start of the year, man, was like
a little rough.
If I get through this, everything else is gonna be cake. And I just feel, you know, God's been there for me so much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially along this journey. So.
Yeah. And it's hard to build resolve without faith. And, you know, it's hard to persevere or have the mindset that it will get better without having faith.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, like, I feel like, just hearing you talk through like your story, I feel like that's the one thing that's kind of helped you navigate throughout, like find a compass throughout all of the craziness. It's just like sticking with God and just like allowing him to lead the path, you know?
You know, there's always a point where like you feel like nobody's listening. You know what I mean? And I have to remind myself, like, just talk to them, you know? Like, because the thing is, everyone's got their own problems. No one cares. No one's going to save you.
At all.
You're going to save yourself through God's work. You know what I mean? And I just feel like God's always been there. So.
That's awesome, Dad.
Man, props to the big man upstairs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know?
Damn. So, when did you become a personal trainer?
So I've been at a UFC gym for like 4 years now. August will be 4 years. Class UFC in Munster. I helped get the Winfield one going. The Class UFC in Winfield. Shout out to Class. But before that, I was teaching at Maxim Gym for a little bit. You know, I am also an instructor that helps out Armando. And built it up through there. Like my coaching, like my level of coaching started there, and transferred to Class, and yeah, man. So been doing that for a while, and
got some decent prices.
Yeah, man. After this, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we gonna see. We gonna see.
I got something to run by,
Shit, you need to be telling the people, man.
Yeah, There's
personal brand.
Munster. There's Hobart. I also train at Carlson Gracie headquarters in Chicago. Mm-hmm. That's my other home.
Nice.
Martial arts, and we're affiliated with Carlson Gracie, so it's
like a little brotherhood.
Yeah, it's we're affiliate gym, we're family. Mm-hmm. So also I could be in Logan Square. You know what I mean? Move around a lot.
Nice.
Private training. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if anybody needs, holler at me. V300 Atsas on Instagram.
Are you a big proponent of people learning to defend themselves? Because I feel like a lot of people do not see or appreciate what MMA or just fighting, knowing how to handle yourself, how important that shit is.
I feel like it should be. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to make people do it, but it should be mandatory. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because we live in a crazy world, for one. We live in a crazy world.
It gets crazy by the day.
And we might think it's crazier now, but I think it's always been kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. Every time frame is different, but I feel like now it's a little bit different as well.
A lot of the veil's being pulled back. It's like the curtains being pulled back on so much shit that it's like, all right,
maybe it's always been like this. We just never really, woke to it. You know what I mean? But like I always say, God bless God bless me with children one day. Man, the little ass is going to practice. I don't care. They want to go, they don't want to go. Yeah. Just to build the standard to defend themselves, and then they could do whatever from there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just having that core, just that shit that's just built into your memory, the muscle memory. As long as you get that part, hey.
No, but for sure, I mean, especially, I'm a big opponent for jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you can literally save yourself if somebody gets on top of you. And then you can hold them down until somebody comes to help you, or do something just to, hurt them and stop them enough for you to get away. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I tell people this all the time, and sometimes people look at me like I'm nuts. But if you have a little girl, you need to put her in jiu-jitsu. Rolling with the guys, rolling with the girls. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's valuable.
What if? Nobody ever thinks about shit that could happen to them. That's never going to happen to them, but what if it does? You know what I mean? What if it does? Is it worth risking that 1 or 2% for your kid? Mm-hmm. Make them go. And obviously, be observant of what's going on. Make sure it's a good gym. Make sure the coaches are good. Make sure, there's no weirdos in there.
Yeah, and it's a safe environment.
Go scope it out. Mm-hmm. Take the time. Get your kid learning some sort of self-defense. And I'm talking real self-defense. I'm not talking...
Wait.
You know what I mean, bro? You got these videos where this guy's going like this, and doing these air things. Yeah. Or just flying back, and it's what
I don't know. This shit looks real to me, man.
Huh? Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? If you're gonna put them in something legitimate.
Yeah,
don't waste your money.
I remember I used to have when I was in 6th grade, I wrestled for 2 years, right? So when I was in 6th grade, one of my buddies, he got his shit destroyed by a girl, another 6th grade girl, and she just wrecked him, just fucked him up, and it wasn't even close. That's how bad it was. But it was seeing that. And I think I want to touch on the point of what you're saying, that 1 or 2% time. It's when you really think about it, right? A bigger person is probably going to try to take advantage of someone that's smaller than them. Right. So, i.e., a bigger guy versus a woman that even an average sized woman is going to be shorter than or smaller than the average man. So knowing how to use leverage, knowing how to use your body and your positioning, and knowing how to move on the ground when. Because on the ground is the most compromising position. If you know what you're doing in those situations.
Yeah, bro. Well, let's face it, 90% of every fight, whether somebody's getting knocked down, somebody's falling down, somebody's getting pushed, where's it go?
To the ground.
You know what I mean? It's going to go to the ground. I mean, obviously, one-on-one, you definitely want to know some jiu-jitsu. Now, if you're fighting multiple attackers, then you probably need to know some boxing and some Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Mixed in with the jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Or because a lot of people think jiu-jitsu is just fighting on their back. A lot of it is stand-up as well. You know, like a wrestling perspective, like a grappling, standing up.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just think like, oh, how am I going to fight off my back in a fight where I'm getting jumped by 10? It's not just about that.
Yeah, I mean, what's the likelihood you put yourself in a situation to get jumped by like 6 people?
Right. Well,
you know, like
I'm just gonna say,
I mean, yeah, but
but
you know what I'm saying? You should be able to kind of navigate that with your mind before it gets there. Like, but if it's a one-on-one situation, which most situations are,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, another thing is just being aware of your surroundings.
That too.
I'm a big proponent of people being aware of their surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Man, I can't tell you, bro, how many times I've been on a date and then they're like, "Why you keep looking around?" You know, I'm just like, I'm sorry. You know, it's just like, I have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I usually don't sit with my back to the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm not like paranoid or anything, but it's just one of those things.
You never know, like, bro. You just never know.
You know, if you're my dude, you're my homie. You know what I'm saying? Well, that I always think about that 1% chance, that 2% chance, that 3% chance. You know, and that's why like a lot of people are like, man, I always feel safe with you.
Yeah.
Like my boys in the DR, you know, like the single ones, of course. Like, hey man, if I holler at this girl and that dude's with her, like, you got me wrong. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that's way different.
Let's leave. You know,
that's way different.
Yeah, but no, man, definitely. Just take the time to learn the arts, man. You know, take the time to learn the arts. Being a history major, you know, I'm 100% Greek.
Yeah.
You know, and Greek was my first language, along with speaking English in the household. And, you know, like growing up, I was into history, you know, and studied Greek history. And, you know, back in the day, the civilian was supposed to be, like, the man was supposed to be intelligent, like book smart wise and street smart wise, as well as involved in combat. You know what I mean? And I always thought that was a good way to look at things. You know what I mean? Like, what are they saying? Like, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
I've never heard that before.
You never heard that
before? That's really like fucking dope.
Chinese proverb, or maybe a Japanese proverb. Sorry if I got that wrong.
But it makes sense though. It makes sense though. I mean, shit, like.
Yeah. You be ready for anything to pop off, man. You know, you should also be intelligent, and I always like that model. For me, you know, I always thought it made sense.
Yeah, and I like it too. Yeah, I like it too. I mean, did you have anything else you want to tell the people, bro? You have anything you want to get off your chest,
or? Just keep your eyes on me. I'm going on the up and up, and
hell yeah.
You know, sky's the limit. Check me out. And yeah, man, thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Absolutely.
Hey, shit. You heard it here first.
Say you want this energy.